Today I'd like to explain the second step of successful police selection. Before we do that, please make sure you completed step 1 of the process and that you actually sat down and put pen to paper about why you must become a police officer. If you don't have these clear reasons in mind, then you may struggle to take the required action steps to succeed. Assuming you've done this, the next thing is to understand what are the tasks ahead of you and where do you need to improve the most. So, get on the recruitment website and find out what testing will actually be conducted. If the website is not easy to use, then you can simply call up and ask over the phone. Now, initially, the number of different tests and stages may seem a bit overwhelming. Getting your head around the testing is a barrier in itself. The key here is to break it down into individual components. You may find that writing it down makes it easier to see the path before you. For example, you may know that your selection process involves a series of cognitive assessments, writing tests, a physical test, and an interview. Let's use these 4 as an example. Now, the human tendency is to focus on your strengths, as this is more enjoyable, and you might think that if you do really well in that area, then it will cover up any weaknesses. However, this approach will not lead to success. A more useful approach is to run a self-assessment in each area and decide on which needs the most attention. Then, combine this information with the order of testing, and you will be on your way to a great training plan. But we'll talk more about the training plan in step 3. Let's keep to the self-assessment for now. We'll use these 4 as an example. You may need to translate this to your own specific tests. But in the example above, the great news is that if you completed the basic sample police quiz on day 1 of this course, you have already completed the short self-assessment of where you're at in cognitive preparation. Next is the writing test. In this example, we're preparing for a 150-word summary of a short video. So we will watch a story on the news and then make a handwritten summary of the content. Then we simply ask a friend or family member to give feedback. Now on to the physical test, which in this case is the beep test, or multi-stage shuttle fitness assessment. This may sound basic, but it is incredible how many police applicants fail to take this next step. Go out and run the beep test. I cannot stress this enough. Not only will this give you an idea of what level you will achieve, but it is the first step in massive improvement to your scores. Finally, the interview. Have you had many job interviews? Do you already know whether this is a weak area for you? Most people will know straight away if they are comfortable with this part of selection. You can ask a friend to ask you some questions about why you're joining the police. Treat it like an interview and you'll quickly get an idea of whether this is an area for development. Now, rank these 4 areas, or however many you have for your testing, and have a look at what is most important. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? Make a note of this. We will use this information in the final stage of preparation, which we will get to in your next email in a couple of days. Until then, feel free to check out the other pages here at policeprep.com.au for further tools and exercises to assist you in your police entrance preparation.